in today's video, I'm going to discuss with you other alternatives to dairy-rich foods that you may come across whilst on the program. It's really important that you familiarise yourself with these alternatives so that it makes sticking to the program as easy as possible. First up, let's look at chocolate. So chocolate is mainly made up of ingredients that are derived from milk, such as milk solids, as well as other dairy derivatives. So avoiding chocolate is definitely a must whilst on the program, as eating this in abundance or on a regular basis will definitely flare up your keratosis pilaris and stop your skin from getting better. But I know chocolate probably is one of your weaknesses, so there are a couple of alternatives out there that you can definitely get your hands on. So it doesn't mean you have to say no to chocolate completely over the next 8 weeks. So the main two chocolate alternatives out there are dark chocolate as well as raw chocolate. Dark chocolate is a great alternative to milk chocolate, but not just any dark chocolate. You have to ensure that you're looking for the dark chocolate that contains 70 to 80% cocoa content. This is because any dark chocolate that contains less than this usually contains hidden milk ingredients such as butterfat and milk solids. So just make sure that when you're looking for a dark chocolate, aim for a 70 to 80% cocoa content and double check by looking at the ingredients on the back of the packaging to ensure that nothing is hiding in there that may be derived from dairy, which could potentially flare up your skin. Dark chocolate is a little bit more bitter compared to standard Cadbury milk chocolate, so it may take some getting used to. Some brands have different flavours, so you can always try those out just for some variety. A favourite of mine is the organic green and black dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, I don't recommend binging or having large amounts at a time because they do usually add cane sugar into it to make it taste sweeter because of the bitter taste. So again, having too much sugar in your diet isn't just bad for your overall skin health, but it's also not very good for your overall well-being. So I do recommend avoiding refined sugars as much as possible, and especially large amounts. So I think dark chocolate as a treat every now and then is definitely not going to harm you in any way. It's just important that you ensure that you are eating these foods in moderation. So next I want to talk to you about raw chocolate. One of my favourite dairy-free alternative chocolates is raw chocolate. And that is because raw chocolate utilises ingredients that hasn't been processed. So that means it's actually preserving the natural antioxidant content of cacao, which is chocolate. So you are getting added health benefits from eating the chocolate. So it's completely guilt-free. And you know it's not going to flare up your keratosis pilaris because it doesn't use any milk solids or any dairy ingredients. So if we're looking at an example, this one's an example of raw chocolate. So this one's by Loving Earth. The main two ingredients are organic raw cacao nibs and organic raw cacao butter. So that is mainly what is making up the taste of chocolate. These come in so many different flavours, so you won't ever get sick of it. There's peppermint flavour, you can get orange flavour. So depending on what flavours, they may add like peppermint oil into it or orange oil or other ingredients like organic evaporated coconut nectar to help sweeten it. So they don't use cane sugar either. So it is relatively lower in sugar compared to other chocolates as well out there, like your usual dairy-rich chocolate. So it is way healthier for you. So a really nice alternative for eating dairy-free chocolate. I highly recommend it. So if you're not familiar with raw chocolate, I'm sure you'll become very familiar with it over the course of the 8 weeks. Please try a few different brands and different flavours, and I'm sure you'll find one that you love. Next, I want to discuss alternatives to ice cream. I know I've had many comments from keratosis pilaris sufferers who are going on the program and find it really difficult to avoid ice cream. I was the same. Ice cream was also my weakness before I went on the program. But it's okay because there are many alternatives out there as well. So it'll make it much easier once you're well aware of these alternatives. The first alternative that you'll come across, especially when you're out at restaurants or you're out at the beach and you feel like an ice cream, is sorbet. Sorbet is 100% dairy-free and is essentially made up of fruit, sugar and egg. It's very refreshing on a hot summer's day. I highly recommend it. And there are so many different flavours as well to choose from depending on where you go. These can stem from raspberry, different berry flavours, passion fruit, mango is my favourite, and lemon. Though sorbet is really refreshing, it tastes good as well, it may not satisfy your taste buds if you are looking for that creamy texture. So there are a couple of alternatives if you are looking for something very similar to ice cream. One of those is coconut ice cream. So coconut ice cream is really yummy. I love coconut ice cream. This is an example of one that I've just recently eaten. So this is organic coconut ice cream. So 100% dairy free. It is made up of coconut milk and different flavours like cacao. So in this case it's chocolate, but it does come in many other flavours like banana, vanilla, strawberry. And the ingredients are very healthy as well in this product. So if you look at the ingredients, this only contains coconut milk, agave nectar, cacao powder, pure vanilla extract and guar gum. So a lot healthier compared to your standard dairy ice creams that you get out there. So this one I would say is the tastiest dairy-free alternative to ice cream because the texture is very similar. You usually can find these at your health food stores. Unfortunately, they're not available at supermarkets. Well, they're not available where I am in supermarkets, so it can be a little harder to find. So you're better off going to a health food store that does stock more food like coconut ice cream. Secondly, there are soy ice creams available as well. So soy ice cream again comes in different flavours. Soy ice cream has a tendency to add other more processed ingredients into it, so it isn't as good as the coconut ice cream I find in terms of providing a healthier alternative, but it is more easily available and usually you can find soy ice cream in your supermarkets. Alternatively, if you really love ice cream and you don't want to pay the extra amount for a dairy-free alternative like coconut ice cream, because it is more expensive, unfortunately, to what you usually get at the supermarket with the dairy-rich ice creams because of the healthier ingredients that are more expensive to make, you can look at getting an ice cream maker, and there are so many different recipes available on the internet, on different blogs of people that do have dairy sensitivities and make their own ice cream, and they usually make it from coconut milk, and it does end up being a lot cheaper when you start to make it yourself. I personally haven't done it yet because I think it would be a little bit dangerous if I end up buying my own ice cream maker. I think things might get a little bit out of control. But if you do try it out, then please let me know and share your recipes on my Facebook page. Let's look at dairy alternatives to butter. Dairy alternatives to butter are a little easier to find. They can be found usually at your supermarket. If you're cooking, then you most likely will want to use your vegetable oil-based butters. An example brand over here in Australia is called Nuttall-X, which is derived from olive oil. Alternatively, if you're just wanting to put butter in bread, then you can still use the Nuttall-X, but maybe you could try experimenting with just other spreads. So other spreads like nut butters, which are like almonds and cashews or Brazil nuts, which have been, grounded up into a sort of paste like peanut butter. But these are really high in good fats and also minerals like calcium and magnesium. So these are a really healthy alternative to put on your toast. Other nice alternatives is avocado. Tahini is higher in calcium as well, which is derived from sesame seeds. So that's a really nice spread to put on your toast. So they are just a few examples of what you can use instead of butter. But if you're mainly using it for cooking, then I'd recommend the vegetable oil-based butters. Next, I want to talk to you about sour cream alternatives. Sour cream probably isn't an ingredient that you're going to use a lot of, but there is a brand called Tafuti that does sour cream. They also do a cheese spread as well, like a soft cheese spread similar to Philadelphia. So that is a nice example of what you can use instead of your dairy-based cheese spreads. Also for just your cheese, while we're on the topic, cheese wasn't one of my weaknesses or something that I really love, so I didn't really miss cheese, but Lovely Lady did recommend a brand called Daya, which does a lot of different cheeses. So I looked on the website and they do mozzarella and cheddar, and apparently they taste really good and really similar to cheese. So you may want to try this brand out if you really love cheese. Great, well there you have it. There are all the dairy alternatives I wanted to talk to you about in this video. I hope that this information has made your life a lot easier and opened up your eyes to all of the dairy alternatives that are available out there. Dairy sensitivity is very prominent these days, so it is really easy to find alternatives. Many restaurants have dairy-free desserts, so it's just a matter of looking for them on the menu and asking the waiters for help. So there are fantastic alternatives out there. You don't have to completely restrict yourself from any sort of dairy food because there are so many alternatives. So if you would like to share the alternatives that you come across or different brands that you love, then please share in the comments below. Also, if you haven't already done so, please like and join my Facebook page. We have so many Keratosis Pilaris sufferers on there that are sharing their journeys and supporting one another, going dairy-free to gain a clearer, smoother skin that they're looking for. So thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.